Hello and welcome to the historical part of our city. This is seventh video, and as we have touched upon customers, team, company, now it's time to look into processes. How do we manage? Our first principle is persistence over time. We believe that big changes come in small steps, but over a large period of time. Sometimes people get demotivated by not seeing results of these small steps at first. Just stick to what you are doing and check back in 1 month. You will see the results. Persistence is what makes difference. We want to change, to improve social connections within our team. We do not hope for one event or one activity. We just routinely make them every month. And we see the change that happened over a year. And we believe that as we continue doing this over and over, we become completely different company in 2 or 3 years. At first, daily stand-ups in support team seemed like a time killer, and people were not really happy in the short term. But after a while, as they saw the huge knowledge transfer between team members, sharing of best practices and never ever do this again hints, it had tremendous impact on the team. After 3 months, they are the team that is capable of managing them very efficiently on their own. Once we agreed on a change, on a small step to take every day, stick to it. Do it over and over. Don't stop. Every day, this is a small step, but a constant step on the path, on your way to your prosperity and success. Second principle, we judge dynamics, not a snapshot of things. There are many things in our company that are not perfect, but we do not stress about that. We just make sure that these things are evolving in the long run. We're happy to see that these things are evolving in a desired direction, and believe this is the most important, to see evolution rather than feel bad or stress about the current state of them. Something is not perfect? No problem. Just make sure it will be better in weeks, months, or year. Get it done and celebrate your victory. Third principle, self-enforcing processes. What does it mean, self-enforcing? When we come up with a change, we want this change to occur naturally. We design a process in a way that it's possible to move just according to this newly established route. Because we do not want to come up with the people who would come and check you that you really follow this change and do things A, B, and C. Self-enforcement helps to avoid that. And I will bring some examples. First example, when we set up auto-deploy as a company policy, we remove git pull from available server-side commands. And yes, it takes time and effort to set up your auto-deploy environment and make sure it works correctly, but afterwards, everybody is more happy than they have been before. Another example, when we want developers to move to DevOps and embrace server-side, we keep them with enough training and support and ditch system administrator positions. We move them to another area. Self-enforcement in this case means that People just don't have any other way as to log into web services and start setting up their development staging server, install caching, search, and set up load balancers and auto-scaling scripts. First principle is empowerment over rigid processes. There are many ways how companies are run and teams are organized. Some companies are run by the belief that people should be managed. My friend worked in a company in India, a company with 200,000 employees, and their procedures were to the point that you had to register in a system when you wanted to leave your workplace to go to a restroom. Our approach is completely different. We believe that people are driven by a desire to create, to evolve, and do better. To what extent they should be managed then? We believe it just to the extent that we fail to deliver them a context, a big picture of what they're doing. Because once they're equipped with this knowledge of customer goals, customer business specifics, all whys, what's, and hows, everybody is aligned and does their best to achieve customer success. Therefore, we empower people and sometimes push them beyond their base competence, provide additional training in order to ensure full understanding and ability to grasp this context and big picture, to align with strategic goals and avoid any need for rigid processes, guidelines, and procedures. It was pretty short video, so let me sum up what we have learned so far. The first is understanding that the main strategic principle of our company is evolution. Second is understanding that this evolution is based on achieving customer satisfaction, team happiness, and profitability. Third, we touched upon how this evolution can materialize in our case from a growth of scope and focus and moving from service to product company, eventually launching our own startups and moving towards global innovation. Fourth, we described guiding principles that ensure customer satisfaction. Ownership approach, why, what, and how approach in communication, and your personal team and company museum of quality. Fifth, we infuse empowerment, autonomy, vocal teams, and professional growth within our teams. Six, our company vision is flat organization without authorities. Following discipline in core things, socially responsible, and trying to reap benefits of being large while keeping the advantages of running a business as a small team. And seventh is our take on processes. We value persistence over time that ensures result. Our processes should be self-enforcing. We are attentive to dynamics and growth rather than static snapshot. And we empower our teams and people rather than wrapping them into rigid processes and guidelines. So this is what we're about. Have questions? Ask me or write me. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you for staying with us for so long.